What's going on, guys? It's Joe Simondo with Joe's ToneZ. And 2017, we made it. We're here, we're alive, we're breathing. I just want to share a testimony real quick about how I started in just this journey of playing guitar. And I just hope it could inspire you. All right, so it started back in the year 2000. I had a mom and a dad. They were both youth leaders. And it was a little bit tough, because at church, we were just like this super, super spiritual family. Everything was going great. And then at behind closed doors, man, it was just a little bit different because, my dad, he was really, really a tough guy. And anything that I could have ever done for my dad and never pleased him at all, and I knew he loved me and I love him. But it was just like, his way of showing love was just like very brute, very tough, very just tough love. And that led to a lot of problems, led to a lot of emotional instability, and it just led to just self-esteem issues. Because nothing that I could ever do. And I tried so hard to make him happy. And then I just gave up. I gave up and I just didn't care anymore, And so that was that relationship that was going on until 2003. He passed away. And 3:00 in the morning, I remember, my mom screaming, come into the room, and there he was. And he died, and that really messed me up. It really messed me up. It just opened up just a new door because I didn't have that opportunity to apologize to him or for him to apologize to me. He just left. He was gone, without any resolve to the problems that we had, And so I was 14 at that time and already was like angry at my father. And so then he died, and it was just like, great. So what I'm going to do with all this anger, And somehow I blamed my dad for my death. I did. I said it was my fault, To put that, as a 14-year-old on you is very, very devastating. You're angry and you're blaming yourself for your dad's death. When we get angry in the heat of the moment, just like, oh, I wish you were dead, or I wish this and that, or I hate you, and all those just hateful words that you say to people. I would say that all the time. And so for some reason, like my mind just said it was because of you. It was your fault that your dad is dead. And so, that led me just to depression. I was so depressed, and I was suicidal. It's, being in that mindset, at about 15 years old, 14, 15 years old, it's very, very scary. I've done multiple attempts to take my own life. And obviously they're not successful because, I'm still alive today. But I've tried and been there and in the hospitals and all that stuff. And I came out of it alive, and I thank the good Lord for, sparing my life to do that. But I know there's other people that have committed suicide and, they've never got a chance to still be alive today, And so that's why I'm just opening up to you about this, because, it's a very serious thing. And, to all the families and kids out there, whoever's watching this and, that's at a family member that have been through this or going through this right now, man, I just pray that this video just encourages you and just to help you know that, man, that you can make this, you can get out of this, and you could come talk to me or you could talk to anybody, and that's the biggest mistake for me is like, I didn't talk to anybody, I hanged out with the wrong crowds and I was just so angry and so depressed and it's very, very suicidal, made multiple attempts to take my own life. So that was just the period that I was in. And then I remember I was in the living room and I was just watching something on PBS and it was like a guitar player doing his guitar thing and playing. And I remember I was watching him strum some chords and I took the remote control at the time and I was strumming some chords as well. And my mom was like, you know what, let's go ahead and buy you a guitar. So I went to Guitar Center and, I didn't start out with the $3,000 Gretsch or the $3,000 Duesenberg, and all these lines of effects pedals, all I started was that $125 Guitar Center starter pack, so it had the blue and white Fender Squire and it had the amp and it had the guitar case and the picks and the cable. So that was my setup. That's what I had. And so I remember I bought it, took it home, And I didn't know anything about the guitar. They had a book of how to start, but I didn't want to read the book. I was just like, I just wanted to be cool and play the guitar, So I just got the guitar, and literally all I thought the guitar was basically just doing this, just just because I just saw people's hands move up and down, so that's what I assumed what it was, just moving up and down. Now the sound, I didn't have the concept of playing in the wrong key or a guitar sounding out of tune. I didn't have that ear developed yet, So I just thought literally you just take the guitar plug and you play, and that's what I did for a couple months. And yeah, it's a lot. It wasn't days or weeks, it was months. So for months, man, I was like, man, I could play. And so then I had to go back to Guitar Center to get like a pick or to get a strap or something like that. And the guy that sold me the guitar, he was just like, hey, you're back. What's going on? How you been? I'm like, I'm good. And I told him, I was like, I got so much better at the guitar. And he was like, really? Show me. So went, I plugged into, you remember those Line 6 Spider amps, the ones that have all the distortion and modulation and whatnot. So I put all the way to amp 11, I put a gain to 11, put on the effects and delay pedals and everything like that, and just plugged it in. Mind you, I was still doing this one hand string thing. And so plugged it in, ready to go. And I'm just like going to town, man. I'm just like, doing my thing. And then I looked up the guy, like, what you think? And he put his hand on my shoulder, just like, man, you need to invest in some lessons. So I was just like, whatever, man. I think I'm good. But eventually I did cave in, and I was like, all right, I'm probably playing something wrong, so I should probably go take lessons. So I took guitar lessons with this guy, and he was great, man. He was very melodical and played a lot of blues stuff. And so he was teaching me the pentatonic scale. So, I was doing this whole number. I was doing all that. But later and later, as it progressed more, we got more lessons. I was able to actually play a whole scale up and down, and able to do my own improvise. And mind you, it wasn't like this crazy improvise. It was just like a thing where it's just like, basically it, right? And not only that, for teaching, but he was also just a great mentor to me. Because like I said, when you're 14 years old and you lost your father, you lost that male influence in your life, and I was already mad at myself, beating myself up, felt like everybody hated me, all that stuff that was just going on. And the only thing that was keeping me alive was this music and this guy, just really helping me and inspiring me. So moving forward, still taking lessons. Awesome. We were short a bit of money. My mom's a single mom. So in New York City, when you're working, and you got your kids in private school and all that kind of stuff, money becomes tight. So we didn't have enough money to go and take the lessons, but we were able to pay him the following week. So I went, get ready to get my lessons. And he was just like, okay, before we get started, please give me, the week of paying. And I was like, sorry, I don't have the money. I'm sorry, but we'll be able to pay you plus what we owe you next week. Right now, my mom just didn't have the cash. And I was 16 at the time. So he was just like, well, if you don't have the money, I can't teach you. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I was just like, oh, wow. So I trusted you, so I guess to me, it was just about making money. It was about making money. And there was no relationship whatsoever, and so I packed up my stuff, I said goodbye, and I walked home. And that was probably the longest walk of my life, man. I had my head down, beating my chest, angry again. All those feelings came back. I thought I had something good, and it was coming back. I was getting suicidal again. I was getting angry. I was getting upset. If I start crying, I'm sorry. It's going back to these times. It's a little emotional. So going through that. But then, that still spurred me on. That still spurred me on a little bit. So I tried to pick it back up again, but I didn't have any lessons, anybody teaching me. So I just threw the guitar away. I threw it away. I was like, I'm done with this. I can never have anything happy in life. I'm done with this, whatever. Until then, when I saw Steve Vai for the first time. Steve Vai, he played For the Love of God that was on YouTube that I watched. And I saw him play and do these crazy things, the sweep picks, and just fluently going up and down the guitar and just talking on the guitar. And I was just like, I want to play that. I want to be that guitar player. And so that just ignited a fire in me. And then after that, my mom really saw like I was really getting into it, really practicing, really learning. And she blessed me with a Epiphone. It was an Epiphone Les Paul. You see a picture of it here. Epiphone Les Paul guitar. And loved that guitar. And I just started growing. I started getting better and better and better and better, to the point in time where I was getting noticed now and people knew that I was playing. So there was a church that I attended. They were just like, hey, you play guitar? Come play with us, you know? And I was just like, it was like my first gig ever. I was like, no way, I get to play in front of people. This is awesome. I told my mom, she's like, we got to get you an outfit. We need to call your relatives. We need to call your friends, get the camera ready, cut your hair. I didn't have long hair at the time. I just had like, buzz cut with the waves and the line in the middle, you know? So we just do all that. I was like, awesome. I learned the songs beforehand. There was a song that had like an F sharp minor 7. I was like, bar chords. I hate bar chords, but I managed to do it. I managed to do the bar chords. And so I went to the church, got early morning practice with the band. It was great. We played, and then even did a solo. You know, they let me do a solo, and the song that I was playing, the first position of the pentatonic scale that I was learning actually matched the melody. So I was really excited about that. You know, so happy. And then the drummer approached me and was just like, "Hey, man, you did awesome. We're so proud of you. Thank you so much. But the worship leader says you can't play. So you're going to have to pack up your stuff and just go to the pew and be with the crowd." And I was just like, what do you mean I can't play? Is there any explanation to this? And he was like, nope, sorry, there's no explanation, just what the worship leader said. So I was just like, wow. Again, here I go again, man. Getting up, getting on the top level, and then all of a sudden just to get teared down. And then, you know, my musical journey, man, wasn't a pretty one. It wasn't a pretty one. You know, I didn't have the influences that you know, everybody else had. You know, I didn't have the money. You know, it was all just negativity. Everybody's saying that, oh, I can't play guitar, or oh, I can never pick this up, or I can't amount to anything. Why do I even do this? You know, and even when I would talk to some of the adults, you know, because like it's getting to that period of like, you're at your last year of high school, whatever, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I just want to be a musician. I want to play music and stuff. And then they'll look at me like, what's wrong with you? You know, are you stupid? Be a doctor, be a dentist, you know, do something, you know. But let me tell you right now, man, music has made more of an influence in my life, you know, and I'm not discrediting anybody being doctors or dentists or whatever, you know, if that's your calling, awesome. But also don't discredit anybody that wants to play music. If they want to play music, let them play music, you know. But I didn't have that. It was just always negativity. It's always throwing me down, always pushing me to the ground of playing guitar. And when I had an opportunity to be with guitar players that I did look up to, you know, I also got negativity off that, you know. And so you would think that, you know, in that musical journey, it would just stop. I would stop. But, you know, that drove me, man. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to keep on playing. I'm going to keep on playing. I'm going to work hard at it, you know. And so I did. I worked hard at it. I was playing a lot, got better, learning theory, learning scales. This is me being self-taught. You know, I had a Windows laptop, pen and paper, and YouTube. That's all I had, you know. And so doing that, this was in New York, you know, doing all stuff in New York, and then moving to Dallas, Texas, and playing at churches there in Dallas, Texas, you know, and that just opened up another door for me, you know, for over there. I was playing there, getting noticed, and now I got my effects pedals going on, started understanding what delay is, started understanding what distortion overdrive was, thanks to Nigel Hendroff from Hillsong. You know, the first song was like Mighty to Save from Hillsong, and I saw him do his little thing. And then I was like, I got to have all these effects. So I had all these effects, Boss. They're all Boss pedals, by the way. And then I was Boss pedal, Jekyll and Hyde, and what was that? Voodoo Lab, Sparkle Drive. Yeah. Oh, and Steve Vai Morley wah pedal. Yeah, Bad Horses too. Yeah, I was ripping, man. And so from there, moving to Austin, Texas, and then playing at more churches over there, and just really just getting acclimated in the whole music and worship and gear and just growing. And so then it turned from negativity of people being negative to me to actually people saying that I could play, complimenting me, giving me all these compliments and wanting to know what I do and all this kind of stuff. And it was great, you know, being like a little celebrity kind of. And then all of a sudden, that just messed me up. It messed me up in a bad way. I was so prideful. I didn't have anybody to teach me about pride and being humble and humility. I mean, I had a relationship with God and I did accept Jesus in my life, but I mean, my view of God was still how I viewed my dad, you know, just dictator. So there was really no no relationship there. It was just like, God, forgive me my sins. Thank you. Amen. All right. Awesome. Oh, what did I do this time, God? So I just was so prideful. I was so prideful. I was a jerk. Oh man, I was a jerk. And, it came to the point in time where it's like, we had rotating Sundays. I'll be sitting out and somebody would be playing, be like, why is he playing? I should be playing. Or, oh, he got that part wrong. Man, if I was playing, I would do something. Just bad stuff. And God was just, I remember one time I was at home and I was just having some quiet time and I was just reading my Bible. And I was praying, Lord, let your will be done. We all pray this prayer, God, let your will be done in my life. I think we say it so automatically that we really don't know what it really means. And so God was like, okay, well, then I want you to sell your stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I want you to sell your pedals, sell all your gear. And it's like, if you truly love me, if you truly want to worship me, I want you to sell your stuff. I was like, but God, this is like $1,500 of equipment. I'm not supposed to get up and sell it. I was like, do you love me? Do you trust me? Sell your stuff. I was like, all right, okay. So went to Guitar Center, $1,500 of pedals. Sold to this guy, and I got $400 off it. The guy looked at me, looking at all my pedals, just like, and why are you selling this stuff again? And I was just like, don't even ask. Don't ask. And so with the $400, I able to just purchase a dinky acoustic guitar. And I stepped down from the worship team, and from there, man, it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of just really what it truly meant to worship God in spirit and truth. It truly meant what it means to be a worship leader, what it means to be a musician for Christ, and on top of that, once I learned all that stuff, I also had some healing. I had some healing with myself. I didn't blame myself anymore for my dad's death. I didn't have suicidal thoughts anymore. I wasn't angry all the time. And I didn't live a life of surrounding my life of pleasing people, of always trying to get the praises of people and just like gleaming off that. I didn't worry about that stuff anymore. That stuff didn't matter to me. The guitar and the pedals and all the possessions, it didn't matter. All that mattered, man, was I just wanted to make God proud, and I wanted to worship the Lord. And even if I failed and fall on flat on my face, man, that he was right there to take a hand, pick me up, brush me off, and we keep on moving, man. That's what God taught me. And that changed my whole life, because I viewed God as my dad, just angry dictatorship, always pointing the fingers and all this kind of stuff, And so it just changed my life. And from then on, once I grasped that, he supplied all my stuff back. He gave me a platform. I was able to make an EP, and I was able to submit my EP to this contest, and I won Best Instrumental EP for 2015. You can see a picture of this right here. I was able to win that, and that's all instrumental from guitar soloing. From back then, before I didn't understand what soloing was, and people said I couldn't and I sucked. Now it's like I have an EP that actually people cared and downloading music and listening to them and actually liking them, telling me that when they listen to my EP, they remind them of a younger Joe Satriani, which is amazing, floored by that, because Joe Satriani is one of my greatest influences. You can check a picture of this one right here too. I actually met him. There he is right there. And so just listening to Joe Satriani and his playing and his way of theory and how he approaches guitar, I also put that in my playing as well. And so the fact that people could relate that's awesome. So from doing that to teaching Grace guitar lessons for about 2 years, and it was free guitar lessons in the Austin community. I was able to teach them about music theory, the Nashville number system, inversions, transposing keys, relative minor, and the modes, all the fifth modes, and teaching that for about every month. I would teach them and do that for free. And it was great, just to give back to the community and just to see just their faces. When they're actually sitting there and they're knowing that, like, man, like, I don't have money to pay for guitar lessons, but I really want to learn guitar. And then they come to my class. We have 15 to 20 people just sitting there and learning, and they actually walk away with something. I give them homework, and they learn YouTube videos of me demonstrating the songs and playing. And it was great. It was a great experience just to them to teach me that. And from playing with Planet Shakers, getting the opportunity to play with Planet Shakers, it's been my dream playing with Planet Shakers, and it's a really, really great church. And the fact that they're here in Austin, and we're changing Austin, and it's really great. So I love playing with that. To putting my videos on Instagram of me playing, and on YouTube, and Coming Hour, they found me, and now Coming Hour, they wanted to partner with me and send me pedals so I could go ahead and demo some gears for you guys, gear demos. And just doing that in itself, just really, really just, I never thought in a million years that I'll ever do something like that, to Solid Rock Customs, who made me 2 pedal boards, because they really believe in what I'm doing. So it's like all these blessings that I've had, and it's just only the beginning. It's only the beginning, and it's only going to get greater, and it's only going to be bigger from here, so I just wanted to encourage you with that, so from somebody that had no father, having, problems with suicide and anger and depression, hanging out with the wrong crowd, don't know what was going on, has been captured by grace, saved from Jesus, and just took me to this journey of being healed and really understanding what it truly means to worship God and to be humble and just to share of the gift that he's given me with others. Now he brought me here, to be speaking with you guys, on my YouTube channel. And so it's only going to get better. And so I just want to encourage you guys, for all the musicians out there that, don't have the money or are still struggling with tone or melodies or lead lines or scales or anything, whatever you're struggling with, or negativity, whatever, hang in there. Hang in there. I'm telling you this. And I think I have a right to say this, that you can make it and you will make it. You will make it. You will get through this. It's just a season. You will get there. I've made it. My musical life is not perfect. But I'm here today. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? So keep up, keep working at it, keep on fighting, man, because you're going to make it. And, feel free to talk to me. Feel free to send me messages, man. Talk. I like to hear your testimony. Whatever you guys are going to do, man, just feel free to do that, because that's what Joe's ToneZ is all about. That's what Coming Hour is all about, just this community. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to my testimony. Sorry I kept you long. I hope you enjoyed it. I love every single one of y'all. We'll have some really great demos coming up really soon, so just continue to stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Joe's ToneZ. Smash that like button right there, and also just share this video with all your other friends or other people that could be going through something. We're all in this together, man. So I love you guys. Joe's ToneZ signing out. Mwah. Happy New Year.